Hi everybody, and welcome to the third installment of this video series. I'm Justin Archer, aka the Posture Guy, and so far we've learned how to evaluate your own posture as well as some functional tests to change both your symptom and your balance instantly. And today we're going to learn how and why you should always work the body as a unit, alright? Now, for those of you that watched the videos before, you already know this test, but for those of you that don't, what I want you to do right now is step back from your desk, go and stand up, slip your shoes off, and close your eyes, march in place for a few seconds, and then stop, but keep your eyes closed, and ask yourself, do you feel more weight on your left foot or your right foot? Towards your toes or your heels? Any more towards the insides or outside edges of the feet? Pause the video if you need more time, but either remember these answers or jot them down somewhere because we're going to test this again later. Now, if you watched the two videos before this, you know some of the tests we did to change that. We stood with our feet straight or slightly pigeon-toed. We also put our hands on our head and pulled our elbows back, which gives us a lot of information about what's going on with the body, but obviously we can't go around all day with our hands on our head and our elbows pulled back, can we? So what I want to do today is go over 3 exercises that work the body as a unit to change your balance so you get the same feeling as doing this, but just while walking normally like you do in your everyday life, all right? So the first exercise we're going to do is called standing elbow curls. Now, all 3 of these exercises are going to be done with your feet pointed straight ahead. So what I want you to do is look down at your feet and make sure they're pointed straight ahead at 12 o'clock. Use the outside edge of your feet as your guideline, not the inside edges, and make sure your feet are about 6 inches or fist width apart. Next, I want you to take your fingertips and bring them to the pads of your hand, basically where you have calluses from doing pull-ups, and stick your thumbs out. We call this modified golfer's grip. And then you're going to take your ring fingers, your knuckles and your ring fingers to your temples, and then curl your elbows together, and then back to imaginary wall. Good. Make sure your wrists stay straight, and make sure your thumbs point straight down. They don't come in and touch your cheeks. And you're going to inhale as you go back, exhale as you come together. Good. And you do 25 of these. And you're going to probably feel this mostly in your upper back and shoulders. That's good. And keep going until you get to 25. I'm not going to bore you and force you to watch me do all 25. But you can pause it. And then once you're done, we're going to move on to the next exercise, which is standing gluteal contractions. So again, make sure your feet are still straight, about 6 inches apart. And you're just going to squeeze your glutes, your butt muscles. Okay? About half your strength or less. About 1 every other second, 60 times. Now the trick here is I want you to use just your glutes, only your glutes. So if you're feeling your thighs or your stomach or any other muscles start to come into play here, it means you're squeezing too hard. You're trying to crack walnuts between your cheeks, not make diamonds out of coal, okay? So you're doing 6 of these, 1 every other second. And then once you're done with that, you're going to move on to the last exercise, which is standing overhead extension. So again, make sure your feet are straight. I'm a stickler for that. And then you're going to interlock your fingers, push them away from you. You can start down, and then bring them up, 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 as high as you can. If you can go overhead, that's great, okay? And drop your shoulders down, relax your stomach, and you're going to hold this for a minute. And you're going to probably feel a lot of extension going on in your back. And you might feel a little tingliness or some type of sensation up and down the wrist and arms. That's okay. It goes away once you come out of it, all right? Again, I don't want to bore you. You just watching me do that for a minute. But after you're done with those 3 exercises, what I want you to do next is go ahead and march around again for a few seconds, and then stop and just get into a normal, comfortable stance that's normal for you, and ask yourself those questions again. You know, how's the weight in the feet? Left to right, front to back, inside to outside. And most of you will notice a significant improvement. It's a lot like, or exactly like, when you had your hands on your head and you pulled your elbows back. But now you can just be your normal everyday self. And I want you to notice how fast it happened. And notice that we only did 3 exercises. None of them went lower than the hips. 2 out of the 3 were upper body exercises, yet you feel the results in the balance of your feet and your ankles. So that's how the body works together as a unit, and that's why it's important to always work the body as a unit, okay? And if you have any questions or you're confused, something doesn't make sense, please, by all means, call me, email me, leave a comment in the section below, and I will do whatever I can to help out, all right? Anyways, until next time, take care and keep moving.